Hello friends, I am the DragonBornMask, and today we finally start building on the kelp farm. So last episode we got all of our materials and we dug out this huge hole that will provide the area that we need for our farm, and our clock is going to go over there. You have to bear with me while I'm building this because I noticed it's kind of difficult to record, pay attention to what I'm doing, try to explain in a way that makes sense, and try to remember how to build it in the first place. So, yeah, lots of fun, but I think it turned out pretty good. So normally the way I do these is I'll have the farms with their own separate furnaces in specific areas. They're usually somewhat close to each other, but then I'll have to run around to like this farm, get the experience, run around to my other farm and get the experience. So what I'm trying to do on this world is I basically want all the furnaces along this wall. That way I can just go through, click them all, get the experience, turn them all back on. It'll all just be a lot easier to get to, I believe. Maybe we'll speed up the process a little. It's going to be a little more trickier to build. So we'll have to transport the items with waterways. But I think that's fine. Got plenty of ice to do that with. We've got soul sand so we can make bubble vaders if we need to move the items up and down. Plenty of dirt. So I believe we're all pretty good to go. So let's give this a try. Let's start off with our 2 smokers. I need to make room to expand this. I think I'm going to start somewhere in the middle. Let's start here. So we're at our 2 smokers. And then if we need to expand it, because I want to build this pretty big, get lots of experience from it, I can just work it this way. So I got plenty of room in this wall here. Then this other side would be for the cactus. Once we make a big cactus farm. So I can just continue that in this direction. So I think that'll work. Okay, let's make a little room in the back here. We need to open this up and add our hoppers. So 2 hoppers for now. That will fill up into this chest all the kelp that we burned in there. Okay, hoppers on top, that'll be our collection. Let's kind of collect all the items. And then we need some room for a fuel source. Let's open this up a little bit. I think too, having everything kind of back here and linear, like my fuel source can just be all one rail going back here. I don't have to like divide up different ways of getting fuel to it. So I think that'd be nice. Let's see. Okay, that is set up. We'll just do a simple thing like that for the fuel. Manually add it for now. I will probably be using bamboo for the fuel, because that it's a big process to get it to work, but it's probably the best fuel source. It's pretty much free. Okay, those are our levers to pull our experience out of there. Now we need to make a waterway. It's going to come in from this way. We want it to go into that direction so we can keep expanding it. So let's open this up just for any future use. Then we'll add dummy blocks for now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's make it 8. Okay. I always like to encase my water in glass, just because it looks nice. You can see the items going down. Okay, got our glass. Actually, let's make the bottom glass too, why not? Okay. Open this up a little bit more. Excellent. Alright, let's get the water going. So we kind of figure that out. Alright, perfect. So as we add to this, we'll just break the block, then add another hopper to it, and we can just keep on seamlessly going along here. Okay, so let's say our water flows into here, which I think is pretty good. Let's see. So water will flow 8 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this will be the start of it. So now we need to grab some ice. Alright, this will just help the items to slide through faster. Alright, let's give it a little test here. Let's put this here. Throw some items in there. Okay, I think that might work. If not, we can throw more ice in there, or figure out some way to kick it to the edge there, but I think that'll work though. Okay, let's continue on. Working with water is sometimes the worst, I tell you. Okay, I'm gonna throw a marker on where I think this farm should start. Like to keep it away from here. Let's kind of go out 8 blocks, and that'll be the start of the water. Anyway, so I think that'll work good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so I think we'll start the farm. We'll actually start growing the kelp right here. So from this point, you need to go out 64 blocks. Okay, I think that's 64 blocks. Let me double check and count this way. Okay. So this is 64. This is where the cup's gonna grow, and this will be the end of it. So there we go. Okay, let's get our actual area set up for where the kelp is gonna grow. And I think this will be a fine height. Because when we put the block down, we're gonna have 4 more spots above, and then a 5th spot for the water to flow over. And the water will drain back into here, along with the kelp, and it'll flush it all back this way. So I think if I just go over here, this will be actually the right spot. So let's build that out, 64. Okay, we're getting our growing area built up. We got one layer across, 64 long. Now we're going to add our pistons. Okay, and then we build up 2 more blocks above the piston. We'll encase this with glass. Okay, we are 4 blocks high from the dirt level. That would be the kelp starting point. Now we need to add a 5th layer on the sides and on the back. Okay, alright, let's build this side up here. Okay, yeah, trapdoors go here. So we just keep adding them like this. And what these are doing is it'll block the water from flowing over the edge. Then we put the water source here, and the water will stop here. But when the kelp gets broken, the kelp will float up, hit the top, go over. So we'll still go through the trapdoors. Okay, that'll be nice. Let's build this up a little bit. Okay, we have used up all of our glass. So let's fill in this water, and then we will start getting the kelp grown. Okay, we have all of our water put in, but we're still not done. In order for the kelp to work properly, each one of these needs to be a water source. So you can see I was just adding water to the top. So the top is a solid water source, and everything's flowing outward and down. But we need these 4 other blocks below it to be solid water sources as well. And we could get a bucket, go through, hit them with the bucket, but that's taking quite a bit of time. So another way we can do this is just let the kelp grow. So as the kelp grows, it'll actually create a solid water source in whatever block that it grows into. And we need a solid water source, so otherwise the kelp won't float to the top naturally. So there's a few ways we can do that. And I'll show you one way I'll kind of do, but I don't have enough kelp to make that really efficient. We can plant a piece of kelp in each square, and then that actually creates a solid water source. So now this one's actually ready to go. But that takes quite a bit of time, so another way is we just plant it. You see how the block changes when I plant it. Kind of see the coloring a little bit. So that's creating a solid water block. But we will plant this. Okay, we're going to plant all these, and then we'll just let them grow up naturally. And as they grow up naturally, they will create all these into water sources. Now while we wait for that to grow, we're going to get some more sand. So we will be right back. Alright, we got more glass, and we got more glass cooking up in our base. So let's finish up the front here. We can see the kelp has been growing pretty good. At the rate of this growth, it should be just about ready to test. let's need to cap the top with some more dirt. The start of the next layer of kelp. We need some torches, and we're gonna grab our smooth stone slabs. So our main bus lines, redstone lines, power lines, whatever you want to call them, are going to be going through this wall. It'll have like the power line coming out of the wall. So kind of, I think I have a cool look to it. Okay, we're just going to go along down this line here with the redstone. And then the redstone will travel 15 blocks. So every 15 blocks we have to loop around with a repeater. I'll show you that. So let's say our power button, that's just a temporary button here. And that should link up to this. Yeah, okay. So then we just count 15 blocks. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we're at 15. Then we do, let's see. Repeater. Leave one here and one here. Yep, there we go. So the signal will stop here, but it'll go into this repeater. And this repeater basically boosts the signal up to 15 more blocks. So the signal will hit here, go into this piston, activate that. But we don't want it looping back around here, so that's why we direction it in this here, directly into the piston. Then we count 15 more blocks starting from this point. 1, 2. Then the cycle just keeps on going. And there might be different ways of doing this, but this is just the way that I like doing it. Alright, so I think most of the kelp is grown, but I believe since this is a solid water source, and now this is a solid water source, it should fill in those little blanks there. But we'll give it a test and see how it goes. So yeah, so let's give it a hit here and see what it does. And then we have to run down and collect it, because I don't have my water source going yet. I hit the button and nice. Now if everything's done right, it should start floating all back to the top here. Yep, you can see most of it jump to the bottom there. So you get some of these that are just kind of hanging out there for a minute, then they'll start floating up for some reason. I don't know why it does that, but it just kind of does. Oh, okay, there they go. Perfect. Okay, kelp farm demonstration. Take 2. I've already done this once, and my mic was on mute for some weird reason. Anyway, we got the kelp farm completed. It took me a minute to figure out this water system, and I'll kind of show you how that works. So normally, to move items across the water stream like this, you just throw a trapdoor, throw some ice on the bottom, and then you put your water next to the trapdoor, and then it'll direction the water into one flow that you want your items to go into, and then the items will just slide across the ice past the empty spot here. Otherwise, if you put a water source here, it'll just go in both directions. So this is how you aim the water in one direction. But in this case, we have items dropping from the top as well. And if there's just a blank spot here, the items will just stop there and get stuck. So what we do is we put another water source above it, and then allow that to flow out. And then anything that drops down will get hit here and go over into here. Once the items are on the bottom, they'll just continue flowing across the ice and continue down the flow. So that's how that works. And you can use different things. I think you can use buttons, or you can use trapdoors as well. I just like the fence gates. They just look the nicest, I think. So we got some pretty good kelp growing here. Let's give it a try. We'll hit the button and watch the items flow. Oh yeah, look at all that kelp. Very nice. So we can see it flowing across real nicely. And it's all getting collected into the hopper. It works pretty good. Pretty happy with that. We got quite a bit done today. I've been working on this for quite a long time, so it's been a minute since I have been able to get this video out. I spent so much time digging this out and just getting my tools upgraded, gathering the materials for this massive farm. But now that we've gotten this far, we've gotten a pretty good chunk of it set up. So next farm should go a little faster, I think. So next we need to do a clock for this. We'll do that in the next episode. And I'm going to put the clock behind here, behind all this storage and our experience machines. This will be like the main clocking area. And of course we have a lot of different clocks or timings coming off of that. So I'm thinking probably we'll do the pumpkin and melon farm next, after our clock, and that'll give us get us going pretty good on our emeralds and trades and experience. In the meantime, this will be building up all the kelp. So this is the last day that my computer is going to be in this old house. It's the last video I'm making on it. I'm going to be setting it up in my new home, so hopefully I get that set up quick enough, and then I can work on my mic settings a little better, get my mic set up a little better, hopefully. I've been fighting the sound in this thing. I don't know what the deal is. Plus, the computer is getting a little bit laggy for editing, so it's taking me longer to edit. It keeps kind of freezing and shutting down the editing software I use. So I'm still kind of figuring that part out. But yeah, going along pretty good here, so I appreciate y'all watching. Comment below on if you want me to play any other games, or any suggestions you'd like me to do here in Minecraft. Sometimes I kind of get into a mood where I just want to play Minecraft, and sometimes it's like, I just want to take a break, play something different. So, but yeah, I'm open to suggestions, so yeah, leave those down below. And thanks for watching, and y'all take care and have a good day.